it in. Back to McAvoy, walks in, sends it in front, score! Beecher, then ahead, McKinnon, he'll burst it down the slot, backhand shot, he scores!
A town where everyone loves the game and they're hoping to
Score! Manson! Off for Lekanen. He got deep, McKinnon shoots, score! Shoots and that hit a man in front, shot, oh my goodness! What a glove save by Wedgwood! Yes, they finally do. Nate just fires it all the way, and scores! The Colorado Avalanche moved to 5-0-1 to begin the season.
Colorado Avalanche and Boston Bruins played tonight, and now I'm going to do this review a little bit different than usual because my good co-host from the Irrelevant podcast, the podcast that nobody watches because it's irrelevant, Chief is a big Avs
and nobody
fan.
Cares.
And nobody cares.
Yes.
So the Avs win 4-1. You know, before we kind of get into a blow-by-blow, what impressed you the most?
The Bruins penalty kill, dude. That game should have been about 6 or 7-1.
Yeah, I mean, I'd be fair. The penalty kill for Boston was really good. Very
dude,
good.
It was out of this world. I mean, 0 for 5. Shit, that's just filthy. I mean, good on you. That first period was ugly. You guys were doing everything right to muck it up.
We were. I mean, the first goal of the game, and Johnny Beecher's first game of the season, a guy that I do think should be on the third line because of his speed. McAvoy with a beautiful slap pass over to Beecher just to kind of tap that bad boy in. It was early in, right?
Filthy.
It was a filthy feed. And I was like, man, all right, hope. There's hope here. But then David Pastrnak, with the all-time turnover of his life, turns it over, and big old Mac Daddy, alone on Swayman, just completely froze him and just buried that to make it 1-1. That was a great finish.
Oh, tremendous finish. But was the second finish better?
You know, getting into it, that's debatable. I think it's kind of on a breakaway. I mean, McKinnon's just... You know, he has crackhead pro. And that's like a lightweight pro joke for Call of Duty heads. Dude, he was just zooming down there. And when Pastrnak did his signature turnover, it just was... Swayman had no chance. Now, a few minutes later, Josh Mason from the point off a face-off win. Kind of like a knuckle-ish type puck. Gets past Sway. I thought Swayman should have had that. I think that's one... I know it's on edge. I know it's kind of wonky, but from that distance, I kind of want my goalie to have it. What do you think? Am I being too harsh?
I think you are.
Okay.
I think it was Nelson was in front of the goal. Hell of a screen. It was either Nelson or Natchez. I can't remember, but yeah, one of those two. Just nothing but humanity in front of him. That would have been, if he would have made that save, it would have been a hellacious save.
I mean, that's fair. That's fair. I mean, I think I am a little bit harsh with Swayman with some of that stuff. I just, man, I really needed that save in that moment because I know against this Avalanche team, you can't, it's get like if the Bruins are going to win against a top tier team like that, it's going to have to be a low scoring affair, right?
Yeah.
And for the most part, in the first period, I thought the Bruins did a really good job blocking a lot of shots, not allowing a lot of things to happen. And it was a close game. And then
I was concerned going into the first intermission. I didn't like any of it.
Yeah, I mean, I was pleasantly surprised, but then that second period happened. I know there was no scoring, dude, but there was just it was so apparent who the better team was talent wise. Like cycling first on the forecheck, and the Bruins I think had a couple shots on that period or zero.
Yeah,
in that period they had two.
They had 2 shots. I think they had 3 shots in the third or 4.
They had 5 apparently. I think they gave him a pity shot.
It was brutal.
Second period on, it was all Avalanche, and it really did show the disparity in talent between these teams. It showed. It was very, very apparent. And like you said, Bruins did a very good job on the penalty kill. But if penalty killing and goaltending is the only strength of this game, you're kind of, you're shit out of luck.
You kind of roped.
it just impresses me with the Avalanche. This is why I view them so highly. If their goaltending, if Blackwood gets back healthy, Wedgwood, I know this is later in the game. He had a hell of a save on Beecher, who should have had his second goal of the game. That was
That glove
nasty.
save was ridiculous. I was watching the Avalanche broadcast, and the whoever's doing, I can't remember who was doing the color, even said there are Boston fans standing and applauding.
No, I was like, that's crazy. That was a phenomenal save. I thought that was for sure going in, and it didn't.
Which I was sitting there watching the game, and I had thought about something, and I wanted to ask you about this.
Hmm.
So when Blackwood gets back, do you ease him in since Wedgie's on a heater?
Yeah, you just keep rocking with Wedgwood. Like on a back to back, maybe you go to Blackwood. I mean, if anything, this is good for the Avalanche. They can kind of ease Blackwood back in, make sure he's not
Best
rushing.
case scenario. Best case
Yeah.
scenario. Because I was listening to the NHL Network on Friday, and one of the talking hairdos asked the question: Is Wedgwood the best goalie in the NHL right now?
I mean, I'm not gonna sit here and say he played an offensive juggernaut in Boston. So it's kind of hard for me to say, but he's played really good. He's played great, and he's done well. I think the Avalanche with that team around him has definitely helped him. But I mean, you could make that argument. He's one of the better goalies in the NHL right now, for sure.
Yeah.
I mean, absolutely.
I mean, is he top 5?
I'd have to look at the numbers, but I mean, his team's the best in the NHL. I mean, I don't think it'd be a crazy thing to say right now. Playing, do I think he's a top 5 talent? No. But is he playing top 5 type goaltending right now? With that record, I can't really debate that, in my opinion. Playing pretty steady and making the timely stops, and that's the big thing with a goaltender. Sure, save percentage is great, but you also need those timely stops, and Wedgwood made a big one. Because that goal on Beecher, I mean, that save on Beecher, maybe that gives Bruins a little bit of hope, and maybe they could push it to overtime. Who knows? So that was a really good one on the Beecher boy. So then we kind of go into the third period. Nathan MacKinnon has an absolute snip, makes it 3-1. And that's just a strong suit of MacKinnon. I can't blame Swayman on that. That's just a hell of a shot in a dangerous scoring area.
I'm 100% with you on that. Just the things he does. Like, go back. Did you see the goal he scored last weekend against Buffalo?
Yeah, it was nasty.
That backhand?
Yeah.
There's not a week go by where I just see something and I'm like, good God. Really? I just sit there and I'm like, really? He just did that? And it's just nauseating.
There's different levels to players in this league, and it's very apparent, right? Very, very apparent. We'll just kind of say, to kind of wrap up the scoring, Natchez would get an empty net goal from 180 feet out.
Something like that.
Shot that right in. Bruins struggle to maintain the possession, just low hockey IQ. And I'll get into more of the Bruins, but MacKinnon plays, right? And people consider Pasternak a superstar. It just solidifies my argument. When I watch MacKinnon play, that's a superstar. That's a player that you have to game plan for. David Pasternak is he's Alexei Kovalev. Very lazy. Sometimes he's just just very disinterested. I mean, that was kind of Kovalev's thing. Very talented. I would say point production wise, he produced as much as Kovalev, but I think when it comes down to it, Pasternak looked disinterested at times during this game, and it's maddening because I think for a guy with that much talent, he's either Alexei Kovalev, if you want to call it that, or discount RC Cola Alexander Ovechkin. He's not as good as a shooter. He's weaker. He's a turnover machine. Should start a pastry shop. To me, Pasternak is a star level player, but I do not consider him in the upper echelon in the NHL. I don't.
So I have a question for you.
Mm-hmm.
Is Sturm's game plan hurting Pasta's play?
No, Pasta's play is hurting Pasta's play because this has been a thing this has just been a constant occurrence with Pasternak. Like, he's had some games where I saw this early in the season. He's trying, he's killing it. But, once the game felt out of hand and stuff, he just seemed disinterested. And I'm sorry. He was the direct cause of the Avalanche even getting on the board. Like, that was a hellacious turnover. Like, he is one of the worst.
Bad.
He is one of the worst puck managers. It drives me crazy because the Bruins' second power play is usually better than the first because Pasternak's not on the ice. And I know that's going to probably rub some Bruins fans the wrong way. Pasternak is not a good puck handler. He has not that. He'll make some nasty plays, but I don't know if it's just laziness or he gets partially blind or something. I don't know what the deal is. But he has some horrific turnovers that cost his team. Now, I'm not saying if McKinnon doesn't score that, the Bruins are going to win this game 1-0, right? But you just can't do that. Like, that's your best player on this team, and it's just a bad sign. I don't blame Sturm. I think it's the bad tendencies of this Bruins team from the past few years that are kind of leaking in. And if this Bruins team is going to win, it's going to have to be a low-scoring affair. They're going to have to be disciplined. Yeah. They're going to have to play a good 200-foot game because they do not have the offensive talent to keep up with a team like the Avalanche. I mean, Jesus, dude. It was like McKinnon and Natchez and McCarr were playing with their food at times. It's like, dude, just, put old Yeller out back. Stop playing with the dog. Just end it. Jesus. Like, it was ridiculous to watch.
When you messaged me about playing with their food, I kind of sat there and I thought about it for a second. Over the next 5 minutes, I didn't want to say anything, but I was like, Jesus, he's right.
Yeah.
He's so right.
They were playing with their food because they understand that, it's kind of close right now, but we can outskate these guys and out-talent these guys. It was just, there was a very vast difference. Like, that's, when I look at the Avs, that is the top-tier type team in the NHL that the Bruins eventually want to get to, and the Bruins are just not there. I don't think any type of coaching can fix that. I don't even think God himself can fix that right now with this current iteration of this team. Like, I'm just being real. You have so much talent with the Avalanche. What impressed me with the Avs is that I love when they kind of get going with their speed breaking in through the neutral zone. Like when they hit a guy streaking, when McKinnon starts to get going like 22, 25 miles per hour, which is just insane. Yeah. I wish I had those wheels. That dude is just a monster. I do worry about the Avs because I think sometimes in these type of games, which I think should have been like a 7-1, 8-1 victory for the Avalanche, I think they just take their foot off the gas.
Yes.
And I think they just got to go for the kill shot and just beat them up like an unwanted child, like an orphan, and don't give them any chance to come back in these games. Like that. That's the one criticism I'd have.
The other thing I was going to mention was in that first period, you guys were really hell on zone entries.
Yeah.
They were having to work really hard to get into your guys' zone.
Yeah.
Like super hard. And that was concerning me, but then, it's just Colorado is, for some reason this year, their MO is the first period they're kind of shaky.
Yeah.
But they go into that first intermission, mom gets out the orange slices, and then they come out and they're just ready to roll.
Yeah.
Like second and third period team, they're a second and third period team, which worries me, but also makes me happy. Because if they spit the pit, give up a lead in the first period, do I know they have the potential to come back? Absolutely. That's why so many times last year I would post in Facebook, #no lead is safe. Because no lead is safe.
I think, you know what? I think the Avalanche are just so strong in the second period statistically. It's the long change and the speed that your team has in comparison to other teams. And
that's a great observation.
It just, I noticed that. Like, there was just so much speed with the Avs. Yeah, have fun with the long change, Boston, because you're 5 steps behind the other guy that's, like, burning you. And that's just something I really can kind of appreciate. I think another year of this Avalanche team building cohesion. You have a very good goaltender that's just on a heater right now as well. I don't know, man. I look at them as a team that should come out of the Western Conference, or the very least be in the Western Conference Finals, because I think the
It's
addition of Brett
truly,
Burns was good. You know,
yeah, I'm liking it, especially when they pair him with Joshy. Absolutely, you got two dudes, 6'4", get out there, get a
it's
little rough if
yeah,
necessary.
and you don't need to rely on him to be old Brett Burns in his
No,
prime, and I think that's
no.
the beauty of it. So
Hmm.
you can let this guy age wonderfully. Another player that goes to Colorado to win a cup, like Ray Bork back in the day. I see it, but I was really, really impressed. The one thing though with the Avs, they got to fix. I know the Bruins did a good job on the penalty kill, but the Avs have too much talent to get offered on
Yeah,
the power play.
yeah, we do.
That's inexcusable. And I understand there was
No,
some good saves and there was some good block shots, but when I have McCarr, McKinnon, Natchez, Landeskog, like when I have all this talent, I need to score and at least get one. And
should
that's
have gone two
something
for
they get.
five.
And that's something that they've been struggling with throughout the season, right? Because I was looking
Well,
into the numbers.
do you know who they gotta have a new power play coach now?
Who is it?
Dave Hackstall, your former Seattle Kraken head coach and
Oh,
North
that makes
Dakota
sense,
Fighting
man.
Sioux head coach.
That
Yeah,
makes sense.
I, I, I mean, I loved Hackstall when he was with North Dakota, but since he's been in the NHL, I'm kind of, no, thank you.
He's like
Good
he's
call.
sucking away the talent from the offense.
God, I don't know, but I was gonna say something. So the first three games, albeit it was 2-0-1 through the first three, I really wasn't happy.
Really?
It wasn't until the past three games, the Buffalo, Columbus, and tonight, and now I'm sitting here seeing it. Okay, I'm starting to buy in. Is this a dangerous team? Yes. Now, if you'd have talked to me a week ago tonight after we lost in overtime to Dallas, I would have said, I would have hedged. Honestly, I would have hedged. And I would have said, yeah, we're good. Are we probably going to get out of the second round? Maybe. But I mean, that's tremendously small sample size.
It is. I mean, the Bruins were 3-0, and I was hoping for an 82-0 season run. But my dreams were crushed. Dreams were shattered. Essentially, my soul is Hindenburg into a bunch of flames.
Yeah.
It's
You
early.
you
There's
went
going to be a lot of
you
ups and downs. I mean, Florida's on a 4-game losing streak, right?
yeah. You
So
went full Toronto.
I was just hopeful, man. I'm not gonna
I
lie.
know.
I was hopeful. It was kind of like, oh man, maybe, maybe there's one more. Then like Pasternak's like, nah, I'm not interested in playing.
Yeah.
But yeah,
And
it
Landy with back-to-back assists. 2 games in a row. He's on a 2 game point streak.
good for him, man. Honestly, with
Yeah.
all everything he had to go through in life and the comeback and how long that took, I am a Landeskog fan. Truly
Oh,
am.
I mean, I will argue with anybody. The hill I will die on. Best captain in hockey. I don't care what anybody says. That's my hill I'm dying on. Don't care.
I would say at least your team has a captain.
Yeah.
But
Yeah. Fair.
so any other kind of points before we get out of here? Any other thing you want to kind of bring up about the game? Anything you noticed that you'd want to mention?
Um. The one thing I did want to mention when we were talking about goalies, Blackwood finished his rehab assignment at the Colorado Eagles on Friday.
Okay,
So I would guessing he's probably going to be there for the Mammoth on Tuesday.
okay,
I
that's
don't
good.
think they start him.
No, I think they got to ease him back into it. Kind of let him get
Yeah.
allocated, get some practices in, get face some shots.
Yeah.
I think kind of ease him into if they can. Looking, where you guys play us again in the TD Garden next week, right? Is it
Next
next
weekend.
week?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Next Saturday.
That's your get right game, honestly. Like that's your easy game. So I think I could see Blackwood starting against the Bruins. I could.
I don't know. It depends. You
I
kind of.
mean,
I think you'd rather have him start at home. If we got like because I don't know. I'd have to look at the schedule, but if I look at the schedule, it'll mute me, so I'm not going to right now. But yeah, no, that's the beauty about where we are right now is we don't have to be in a rush to get Blackwood back.
No, just kind of allow him time to kind of acclimate.
Yeah, yeah,
I think I could see him coming into Boston having a 5-save shutout because the Bruins don't shoot on the net. So they can't get the puck enough to do that. I'll say this. I'll say this, right? This is my closing observation. Johnny Beecher needs to play on the third line. And I've been a big proponent of this for a while. Put him on the wing. The kid's got speed. I'm not saying he's an elite finisher, but he's got speed. The Bruins have put him on the fourth line. I don't think he's truly a fourth line type player. I say put him on the third line and let the boy go. He's got some speed. Yeah. He's got some decent upside offensively. Am I sitting here saying he's the next coming of Adam Oates or the next coming of Brett Hull? No, I'm not saying that, but I think he can contribute to you offensively in a third line role, and he gives you something that this Bruins team, in my personal opinion, needs to have a little bit more of going forward while building this roster, and that's some speed and a little bit of drive. I liked what I saw from I do. He's got some grit. I like how he plays. I think he is better on the wing because it opens him up a little bit more offensively from what I've saw. And tonight he was really the only guy that had a goal, obviously, and then almost had 2.
Yeah.
I thought he played better than Pasternak. Just being real. And I know it's a different roles and assignments, but you know what? At least he tried.
You're not wrong. Because you know who he reminds me of is probably one of my secret favorite players in the Avs, Logan O'Connor. Kid's got wheels. He's not an offensive stud, but he's got drive, he's got grit, and he will go balls out.
That's what this team needs.
Yeah.
I mean, a guy like Marco Sturm hopefully can realize that. I know Beecher didn't have a great training camp, but the guy's been proven an NHL level player at the fourth line. Like, give him a shot. See how it goes. It's not like there's, a bunch of offensive talent here waiting in the wings. So, I mean, Fraser Mitten's talent in this last game was stepping on a puck to cause a tripping penalty. Truly isn't like some massive barrier for offense here. Let's just keep it all the way real. But appreciate you kind of popping. Like this was a fun way to do it. Yeah. And something interesting to kind of have the clips while we talk about it. And
so I guess we'll be doing it next Saturday night.
We will. I would love to do this format every once in a while with different teams that even we don't watch and just kind of giving a real different type of perspective and conversation on it. And I mean that was a good game to watch. A little bit frustrating. Bruins penalty kill is one of the better ones in the league, and the Avalanche just you know what? We're going to pity them. We're just going to spank them in even strength. So.
See, I mean, while that is funny, I groaned internally because 0 for 5 on the penalty on the power play is just, good God. Come on, boys.
They'll figure it. They got to figure it out. There's too much talent for that not to go, Yeah. I mean, I'll trade you Pasternak for McKinnon, though. Straight up.
Absolutely fucking not.
And on that note, we're going to call it one here. Let us know your thoughts down below in the comment section. What did you think of the game? Who impressed you the most? And do you think this is a good sign for the Avalanche, that they just keep clicking on all cylinders, even with a struggling power play? Are you concerned about their power play? And if you're a Bruins fan, genuine question, what do you think they need to do going forward to generate more offense and, not look like they're kindergarten getting bullied by a bunch of 8th graders? Let me know your thoughts down below in the comment section. So
brutal.
Absolutely. See you in the next one.
All right, brother. Later, boys.